Hello and welcome, this is Mousegunner, and we're back with some more Unity of Command. So, we're moving quite well here. We only have a couple more objectives to go. And we just have a little bit of men in front of us here. We should be able to sweep them aside fairly easily, I would think. So, as I like to do, I'm going to focus on guys that can just bare minimum get there. I'm thinking this guy is our man. So let's have him move in. Do some damage there. Okay. Start. If I get in there, I think the tanks could just barely get there, but I would rather have the infantry move up here. With my tank, if I do a full move, how's the weather looking? See anything up here? I don't know if I'd be able to pull off a follow-up move to get into the town. Doesn't look like it. So, not sure we're going to be able to capture this turn. Yeah, but I think bare minimum wise, this is going to be our guy. 3. Now this guy can follow in and murder. Okay. Now we have to break this, which I'm fairly confident we can do. I think we may want to do an airstrike here, though, to help us out. So let's do our airstrike, and let's do it on this guy, because we could attack him. We attack him more. We can focus on him. So, boom, 3 suppression. He's pretty likely to get murdered here. So I'm just going to move up because I don't have any zone of control stopping me. Boom, destroyed an overrun. Let's now have our infantry help us. I hesitate to move here because I know I get stopped by the zone of control. But I think the right move is to move up and then attack here, do a bunch of damage, maybe kill an overrun, which we could then attack this guy. Right now we'd be attacking across a river, so I would prefer not to take that combat. Here we'd be attacking an open ground, though. Boom. We did another overrun there. Now we're not attacking across the river, so we get another bonus attack because we overran. Boom, overran. That guy's going bye-bye. And I think we're close enough that we could capture the town if we were able to attack it, but unfortunately we cannot attack it. So we did our best there. I'm going to hold off on these because these guys are just going to be moving at this point. But we totally decimated their defense. Now they only have 1 unit in our way. We don't have any force pool to use, unfortunately. But I think that you usually only really get 1 force pool for our mission. I could be wrong on that, but from what I've seen, that's what I have seen. So, let's see. Well, this guy is a nice unit to attack with. He's the only guy that can really get in there, so... Except for our... Where's our motorized unit? Oh, it's already up there. Okay. So we'll take what attack we can get. It should be a fairly strong one. Well, oh, there we go. We got to retreat. That works. Because we do want to get our tank in there if we can. So in this case, I think we are going to end up... I think we do this, because we may have a strong chance... I mean, this guy's weakened, so he doesn't have a zone of control. I think we hit him here. Maybe we can weaken this guy too. Or just kill him. I'll take that. And now we kind of have a way through to a certain extent. I think we go in and we murder this guy. So I'll just move on up here. Boom. Dead and overrun. Now our tank should be able to get in and be more aggressive. So I'll move... And we haven't even moved with this guy, so we'll be able to follow up. I'll move in. And we'll murder that guy. And we overran him, so we get another attack. Boom. Okay. That guy was retreated, so that's very good. This guy's locked in, unfortunately. I think it's because we hit a zone of control, if I were... Yes. So here I'm going to move to help so this guy doesn't get cut off. I'm going to move here. There's a possibility this guy may be able to cut all of us off, but I think if I follow up with other units... I may be able to stop that attempt. I'm not positive of that, though. I mean, we have zones of control, so in theory we would stop him as soon as he moved another space. So he shouldn't just be able to run across here and cut our entire supply line. Okay, so again, we're just more or less moving with some units. So what could I do here? Now, out of curiosity, this is a Romanian unit. So that would be Romanian armor. That would cost me 160 to supply it with 2. I think that's a good call. So they're suppressed at the moment, but that gives us a possibility of using them later. Which is, I think a good idea. Do we keep them down here? Maybe. I'll have to think about that, but I think that was prestige well spent. Maybe not. Maybe it was a waste. Now we should be able to cross the river. Problem with that is this guy is very strong. And the terrain is kind of such that you can't really get across the river just yet. But what I could do, instead move there, then move you there. And we're at least getting across the river. I don't really want to stack up my infantry too much here, Romanian infantry, because I'm not sure how well they'll be able to hold out. If I move here, I'd be 1-to-1 casualty. I don't really want to take casualties at this point. I mean, we have this guy entirely surrounded and cut off. I don't really see a point in risking stuff. You don't need to. I can't really get in where I want to go, so I'll just move in here to support. So again, they're not likely going to be able to cut me off. All right. Well, these guys want to start moving down. We can help out down this southern section. Yeah, so I don't think we have any attacks. I think it's just going to be moving men at this point. So go ahead and move this guy in. One of our more veteran infantry. So that should help us out. Go ahead and take some of this area while we're at it. The Hungarian motorized guy should be able to move fairly far here. Be able to move this guy off and then place him with security. All right, so yeah, I know for a fact I'm going to get a standard victory out of this. I just didn't move fast enough to get a decisive victory, and this is where I'm going to have to learn how to more effectively. I think a normal move is probably fine. I'm more effectively push with the time that I'm allotted. I guess it doesn't really matter whether I go north or not. This unit seems strong enough, so... Oh, I did push up one of my weakened units. That's alright, we'll be fine. Let's move these guys first, see where they can get, and then we'll move my tank accordingly. Oh, that guy actually wanted to keep where he was, but that's okay. Guy there. Hey. You know, this is bothering me so much, I am going to move there. Alright, we don't have the rail line. Yeah, I should have worked to capture that, because I think I am losing supply by having not, but that's okay. Let's move this guy now. And I'm going to make an aggressive move. It might be possible for this tank to cut me off from supply, but if he does, I'll just capture the objective. So, you know, make whatever aggressive move you want to make, my friend, and pay the consequences. Okay, I think that's it for the turn. I don't have really anything else that I feel like I need to do. We've done a fairly good job of moving in here. This is going to be the struggle. See if we can do this in the allotted time. But honestly, I think we're fine. So let's end the turn. Okay, they are going to move to try and stop me here. But I am fairly certain I will be able to handle this. Oh, you're resupplying the guy that is just going to get murdered here. Okay, so what I'm looking for is just somebody that can just bare, you know, again, bare minimum get to where I want them to get. Looks like you're going to be the one. Goodbye. Okay, do we have any anti-armor resources over here? Not that I see. Oh, you did get cut off from supply, but that's okay. Should be able to deal with it. So, you're going to come in and just murder the crap out of this guy. Get him to retreat. You're going to come in and capture the town. Finish him off. Okay. So now, we have some supply over here, which I am now going to capture. Then I'll use that to capture this town. Then I'll think beyond that. I do have extra movement points. Okay, we do not really want to kill this guy with our tank. Again, bare minimum movement here. Looks like you're going to be my man, except you can do other things, so... Huh. Well, we can go around him. It doesn't really matter. You can just get to where I need you. So, how about you come in here and finish this guy off? Or at least attempt it. Okay. I think I am going to move to here just so we can connect the rail line. And then I'm going to move over here to capture the rest of the rail line. And we're going to murder this guy. We managed to successfully overrun him, but unfortunately I'm locked in, so we won't be able to move much further. Here, you're just going to capture the rail line for me. Like that very much, so we actually get some good supply in here. Okay. Again, this guy I'm not going to really be able to do... Well, I guess I no longer can really do anything with this guy, so... I do have to murder this guy because he's in my way. So we'll do that. Got an overrun, so we'll now turn our attention to this guy on our way. Get him to retreat. Fortunate, because I don't think we're going to be capturing the objective this turn. Let's go ahead and do our airstrike on the armor, which failed, unfortunately. Have this guy come in. Hit this guy. Okay. Now you're weakened. So our Romanian infantry should be a little bit more effective. We'll work together to finish him off. Perfect. Now our tank should be able to come in and help us out here. And we keep taking casualties even though we're technically not listed as having that possibility. I don't think that we have anybody that can come in and work here, so... I could move him there eventually. I'll do. I say that, but I'm going to do this move instead. Oh, those odds are terrible. All right, I got lucky there. I mean, this guy, I don't know if I really have to worry about him. I think we just go after the tank. Now, I don't have any anti-armor at the moment. Let's just murder you. Got an overrun. According to this, I can get in there. You know what? I'm tempted to go for it. And I think I'll kill the infantry over here just to make myself more room. Rather than go after the tank, which I don't think I'm going to do much damage to. Okay. Then we'll work to breach the defenses, which is very good. Have the tank come over here. Get some more supply line going. Murder that guy. Perfect. And then you can come in and take his place. So pushing the line. Okay, we're going to do this thing, just not as decisively as I would have liked. It works out. Guess I'll go ahead and take this chance to murder you. Go ahead and that territory. I mean, I guess in theory we could capture this town as well, even though it's not objective. Here might be a good place for a bridge. Granted, I don't know if we're going to need it by the time we move guys everywhere. But we'll just do it. Showcase it. No, it's not there now. It will be. Eventually. So I guess we'll move over to where it's going to be. Cross. I'll just have you out there. Alright, so we weren't able to finish these guys off, but they're very likely going to go down within this next turn, so we more or less got this thing. And now I'm just more or less, you know, making it more likely to be the case. And I think this particular scenario was a learning lesson for me in maybe proper use of my resources. I feel like I could have been a little bit more efficient with it. I think I may have forgotten to move you last turn. Maybe I didn't. We'll just capture that. We don't want that red sitting there. All right. Well, as I said, this is all we can do this turn. So let's end the turn. They only have 2 units left, so it's not like they're going to really get a comeback here. I think some of it is just down to also weak units, maybe not focusing on finishing them off as much because you can just bypass them. We are out of supply here. That's not really going to matter because boom, you're dead. And I think we did get our overrun as well, so there. And we have already finished the campaign. We didn't have to really do anything. So I got 370 out of 500 because some of the things just took me a little too long to get. We earned 170 prestige on this occasion. And if that plays into how much prestige I used, then I used a heck of a lot more prestige than I got. Well, let's go ahead and hit continue campaign. All right, looks like we're back on the campaign map. And it does look like we get to pick the other scenarios that we didn't pick before, so that's good. I might do one of the other ones before we continue on, although this is, I think, locked at the moment. And it may be locked either because I have to do the other ones, or maybe I didn't get as much of a victory as I needed to. And I do note that we did have an initial 800 prestige, which I did note before we started that last scenario, but I used a lot of that prestige. So from what I'm seeing here, with how much prestige I got, we're not going to really want to spend all that much prestige in a mission. So you can if you want to, but if you want to be able to use those in the future, maybe I shouldn't have spent as much as I did because I probably really didn't need it. All right, with that being said, I think I'm going to do Army Group North now. And then we'll do Army Group Center last out of the three. So let's do this scenario. I already read the description in the first video, but let's see what we have as far as objectives. We don't have as big of force as we did last time. Let's see. So we have to advance towards a city with utmost urgency using your mobile forces. Soviet troops in Lithuania and Latvia should be cleared by your infantry units as they catch up to the panzers. So again, we only have 9 turns to go, and our decisive victory is 8, so we don't... not that far off of our fail point, really. And if we capture every objective on time, we'll get a brilliant victory, which that's kind of tricky to do because some of them require you to capture them like within a couple turns. So let's take a look at our objectives. So 4 turns, 5 turns. So they're giving me a lot of leeway there for those first couple, and then 6 turns. So if we can capture these 2 pretty fast, we'll be good. Looks like our forces are a little bit more concentrated. Now, if I'm reading this correctly, we only have 2 total airstrikes. I may be wrong on that. But I think it's 1 a turn, 2 total. So we're going to have to be careful with our airstrikes here. So we don't have the same amount of resources as we did before. We also only have German units, which is actually a good thing. See what we got. So... now, is it me or does this tank look different? 9.5, not 8.4. Yeah, those are different. So these aren't quite as good as those ones. All right. I mean, that looks like a Panzer IV to me, and this looks more like maybe a 38T. Kind of hard to really tell. I mean, they don't tell you what type of tank it is. I don't think. It's just German Panzer, unless I'm missing that. Yeah. All right, well, it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and see what our battle lines are looking like. So they're all entrenched in front of us, as they were before. What are you? AV-1, so that's going to be a heavier tank in front of us. But otherwise, the armor should be fairly easy to get through. We only see... I guess we get to see the whole map. I thought maybe there would be fog of war, but so far I haven't seen any. Okay. So let's get started here. I think we can make our main push with the armor. Unless we want to start with the infantry, see what we can do with that. I'll have this infantry move up. Here and here. And we'll see what kind of numbers we're looking at. That's not too bad. I'll go ahead and take that. Got him to retreat, so he's not out of the way and he's weak. We should be able to bypass him. Do an attack here as well. In this case, we only have 1. We didn't get him to retreat, but that's okay. I mean, we did get a nice hole punched in here. So our panzers can move like this. And I should be able to take out this armor in front of me, or I could go up there and take out the armor. And then we move with the infantry first. See if we can punch more holes in the way or along the way. So again, I think we move like what will get bare minimum there. Let's move this guy first. Got our 1 casualty. I think we focus on this guy because we could just cut this guy off from supply if we are able to. So let's go ahead and one of these two. I think we move this guy because he's not going to be able to do as much. Boom. Fortunately, we didn't get a good roll there. This guy can move up to here. So go ahead and take this move. See if we can finish this guy off. Oh, we didn't get any good luck there. Well, we have kind of bypassed him enough to make him weak, though. We should be able to move up with the rest of my infantry. I think at this point, we focus on getting across this bridge. So whatever will get me bare minimum to this point, take. Got him to retreat, and he's weakened, so now we can cross the bridge. I don't know how much of my infantry is going to actually be able to pull that move off. Like this guy can get across. What is our river looking like? Okay. So let's move in here. This guy will be entirely cut off, so maybe we ignore him. Okay. I'm not sure if I want to take that attack just yet. This is, I think, calling for an airstrike here. This is a more strong unit. Okay, we did get that one suppression. Fortunately, not enough yet. Okay. Normally I can move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be a max move for us. Anyone that can get across the river, I guess this is not going to be much of any. Be you. I think this is a little safer move as far as supply goes. That guy got really badly damaged there. All right, and because he is weakened, no longer does he have a zone of control. Let's see if we can make some work on this guy happen. Reached him and retreated him. So now my tanks should be fairly free to move as they wish. We really only have this guy to worry about as far as infantry goes. Let's see if we can break them. I don't have any engineers here, so have you move up. You're not as experienced, so maybe that's not as good of a move for us. We'll go ahead and move here. Okay. Now we can get this. Now you're weakened. This guy can only move up this far, so boom. Right. Now we can move up to the tank. Have our tank attack him first. What do we get? I don't have any anti-tank units, and I'm not going to use any prestige. I'm going to try and do this with no expenditures if I can get away with it. That was pretty good casualties, and we weakened him and retreated him, so far so good. Most of these units in front of me are now weak, except for this guy over here, which we are trying to bypass. I may be able to pull off. Okay, I think in this case we have the tank go out this way. Try and destroy this unit, or at least weaken it. We did overrun him, so that means we can hit him again. He's dead. I may have had an attack here, but it doesn't matter. Would have been locked in anyway. Okay. Go ahead and move this guy here, and we'll try and finish this guy off. This guy I'm going to move to there. Trying to work on that encircle. And this guy I'm just going to move up here. Finish that guy off again. Got an overrun. But unfortunately, we can't do anything with. Okay. We have a fairly good chance of maybe taking out the armor here. I'm gonna give it a try. Big damage. Treated. Treated into the face of one of my guys, so boom, dead. We'll move up. You will try and murder this guy. Okay. Guess I'll move here. So that's everybody having moved that I can move that I'm aware of. So this worked really well. We pushed through these guys very fast in the first turn. So that's good to see. I see one infantry unit up here, but it's kind of out of the way and far away. What else do we see? So we've got an infantry here, we've got infantry here, and then they've got a more decent force here. But if they don't get anything else, we've more or less already pushed through these guys. So let's end the turn and see what happens. But yeah, most of these guys are weakened, and this is the only guy that isn't, but we're going to try and cut him off soon. And then this is kind of scary because of the armor, but we have more than armor units than they do, so hopefully we'll be able to do something with that. Okay. We'll see about the air attack. If I was right, that we have a limit. With as few units as they have at this point, we should be able to ignore some of their units. I think the biggest trial here is just going to be how much ground we have to cover. These guys are trying to get out of the encirclement. It's only going to do them so much good. Okay, turn 2. See if we can continue with that. So I was right. We only get 2 airstrikes, because now this number says 1 in the corner. Okay, so these guys are out of supply and all that. Oh, I missed a unit. Unless this was not here earlier. I should have moved that up. That was a mistake. Well, try and do what we can with it. But, case. You're out of supply. Interesting. Probably because you're so far away from the rail line. You don't want to do that, so... I can't ignore him too much because he might capture our city over here. So it's kind of good that I held this guy off because we can try and protect this. Should be able to get away with an attack here. Dead. If this guy's weakened, we may be able to... No, it's not going to be enough. I think this is a valid move here. That guy should be weakened. The problem is I really don't have too strong of a follow-up move, but I think this is the best move we have available. Then we just use our overrun attack to murder this guy. Fortunately, we are taking losses there. I'll just go ahead and capture this rail line. Try and cut these guys off from supply. Now all these guys are weakened. I really think we should go after this armor here. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Okay. Get him to retreat. We'll come in with an attempt to cut him off from supply. Get him again. If we move up here, now they should be encircled. Okay. Move you here and murder you. Overrun, murder you. Now this campaign's going a lot smoother, for this scenario, I should say. In theory, I may be able to move here, get away with it. Retreated him. He's just going to be further out of supply. Guy's dead. Go ahead and use our extra movement here. Get as far as we can. Using extra movement is going to be pretty important here to capturing our objectives. Here, I'm just going to strike this guy and then move. My normal move. Same thing here. Strike. Normal move away. Max move. Max move. I honestly don't want to move too far away from the bridge, so we're just going to come here and hit you. Got you taken care of. Alright, so far so good. I probably want to capture this rail line just to make it for certain that we're getting a supply this way. I mean, honestly, I don't know if that's how that works. Okay, let's look around, see if we have anybody that we didn't move. Do we have any forceful? We don't. I don't feel like we need any reinforcements except on maybe a little bit of my armor, but I would prefer not to if we can avoid it. So let's end their turn. Again, there's not much in the way of enemy forces at this stage. And what there is severely cut off. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in the video here. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouskener, signing out.